Welcome back to another episode of Extra Time with the England B Team podcast, and this time it's time to take a look back at the Premier League season, and especially to take a look back at our predictions and, let's say, cringe at them. I think that's safe to say.
I'm squirming in my seat right now.
Of course, I think I should mention we are aware the season's not over, but I think we already have a good idea of how the season will end up.
Yeah, there's
City
one game
winning
left.
the league, who's getting relegated.
Yeah.
And we can take a look back at the season itself, how accurate or inaccurate, probably inaccurate our predictions were.
I had a look at mine. They're not as bad as I thought.
Yeah,
There's
a
one
few
glaring
standout ones. And we'll also give our Premier League team of the season. But yeah,
True.
as Gareth just
True.
alluded to, there's only one place to start.
Okay, do you
And-
think anyone's going to remember what I said back in
Of course, everyone who could
back
forget.
in August last
Who
year?
could forget our predictions?
I was so fucking
what
confident, man.
What was your main prediction? What do you want to start with?
My main prediction was that Everton would finish 11th.
Oh, sure. That was a standout one. Yeah.
Okay, I predicted that Chelsea were going to win the league. Now with hindsight's 2020. Now when I'm reflecting back, I might have slightly misjudged the situation.
But next season, right?
Yeah. Okay, I was slightly off the mark. I sort of thought everything was going to go well for us. I thought Mudryk was going to be winning the Ballon d'Or. I actually thought Cole Palmer wouldn't get a game, so there's a reason why I'm not in charge of Chelsea. Although I feel like I give it a fair bash at this point. But okay, Chelsea didn't win the league. And I think the best we can hope for as a finish is probably 5th if the goals align for us in the last game of the season.
But there's still,
We're 28 points behind
season.
City.
It's better than last season. How many points behind?
28 points behind City. So I was quite off with the Premier League Championship. That wasn't going to happen. Okay, I'll take full responsibility. I fucked up on that one. But I got carried away.
These inaccuracies can happen to anyone. So I think probably one of mine standout ones. I mean, I said Everton you said Everton 11th, which I think is more accurate. I put Everton 18th. And where are they now on the table?
They are currently 15th.
And that's with a 10-point reduction or 8-point or whatever. So I had them 18th, and let's just say...
Is that your worst one?
No, I think my worst one is Burnley 13th.
Yeah, that one you didn't do well.
That's very stinking because I don't know what it was like. Obviously, they stormed the championship.
To be fair, I have Burnley quite... Where did I have them? I had 15th, to be fair. I thought they were going to do well.
Yeah, I don't know if we got drawn into how good they were in the championship.
I think so, yeah.
Company has
on the company hype train. To be fair, I think everyone assumed Burnley were going to do a lot better than what they did.
Yeah, I think everyone we briefly touched on. We both had Sheffield United and Luton to go down.
Yeah,
obviously Luton aren't down yet, but they need a 11-goal swing in the goal difference.
Yeah.
So they need to score 5, and Forest need to concede 5.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
You never know, but
I think I do.
I think one prediction that I got wrong, and I think you're one position out. I think everyone in football got wrong is Manchester United this season.
Where did you have United?
I put 4th.
Yeah.
And I saw as well on Monday Night Football, that's exactly what Carragher and Neville put as well.
To be fair, honestly, we know more about football than Carragher and Neville.
Of course.
That sounds like making a joke. Do you mean Carragher's up? Anyway. Was this United... I've lost track of time entirely. This is Ten Hag's first season still, isn't it?
Second season, okay.
So
last season they got 3rd and they won the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Now they are 8th.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of signings with United that I sort of expected a lot better from, but looking at the table now, 8th is good to them, considering how woeful United have been at times this season.
Most of the season they were in 6th, which everyone kind of said, I can't believe United in 6th, and now towards the end of the season, obviously they're falling back a bit.
Oh, they're having a fucking nightmare.
And that's Chelsea's gain, which is always a good thing.
Well, United, I think, I read a list the other day of all the players that have signed since Fergie left, the complete transfer list.
It's wild.
It is a disaster. It is an absolute car crash. You can name about 2 players that have actually been a success, and the 10 Hag signings have been the same. Anthony. Man, Anthony's a donkey. He's awful.
That's crazy.
And Jadon Sancho back in Germany ripping it up again now.
He's in the Champions League final.
Man, tells you.
I think United's just a graveyard for players.
There was one, we'll talk about this later, but there was one big standout player for me being United this year is Kobe Mainoo.
Yeah.
He's a player.
A very, very, very good chance of being in the England squad, I'd say.
Yeah, I was a big fan of him, and I'm always a bit of a fan of Garnacho as well, but they're not good enough to keep United from
No,
wallowing in 8th.
If you look at the other teams, maybe then that's probably a good place. Is there any other negatives you want to talk about? Maybe it's a good place to go on to one of your better predictions.
To be fair, apart from that, all my predictions were excellent.
Of course.
I'm not buying on. I spoke with my heart back in August, and I shouldn't have listened to it. I shouldn't listen to my heart. I've made that mistake many a time.
But there's one team you really tipped to have a good season.
I said this from the start. I actually put them lower in the table, but
Where did you put them?
I put them 7th.
Me too.
Because I assumed everyone was going to be better, but my tip for the year was Aston Villa.
I also put 7th, but I also put Emery, top manager, unbelievable signings, Diaby, Torres, Tielemans, and it shows the competitiveness / money at the Premier League when they're only 7th.
That's exactly what I thought. Yeah,
they've got guaranteed Champions League football, which is
unbelievable. And I'm a big fan of them. Big fan of them as well.
So I mean, you were spot on of saying they'd have a good season.
I think. Well, I'm not to brag, but Sir Alex Ferguson said the same thing at the start of the season as well.
Ah, wow.
So me and Sir Alex have very similar opinions.
Company.
Yeah, we did speak about it before, but I tipped Villa to do very well for a couple of reasons, but also Moussa Diaby just signed. Leon Bailey was there. 2 players I know very well from Leverkusen. They were great, and I expected a lot from them. We were just talking before. I didn't realise Diaby he's played in every Premier League game at some point.
Yeah,
and he's had a good
he started
record.
24 games, which is
his
first season in the Premier League. Still a young player.
Yeah, it's hard to sit down and say you've got loads of standout players for Villa. They've just been consistently excellent.
The whole team's been really. Obviously, you got Watkins, who's been.
Yeah, well, he's been superb.
But it's like every for a team like that, where you've got very good players, but then no one world class, I would say.
Yeah.
You need like the whole team to be performing at a high level.
And they fucking did. And they took advantage of the fact that so many teams around them were shite. Spurs, Chelsea, United, Newcastle disappointed a lot this year.
Of course, I think they struggled in this first start. There was a lot of injuries, but obviously they had Champions League football as well, which maybe was a Highland
success.
difficult to balance.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah, but look at Villa. They had a good European run. They could still balance it.
But yeah, you already mentioned Chelsea. This is probably my best prediction. I've said Chelsea would finish 6th. They could still get 5th.
Yeah,
they need Tottenham to lose to Sheffield United.
That was a good one.
They need Tottenham to lose to Sheffield United. But yeah, obviously, as you can see, we're both Chelsea fans. One went with the heart, and one went with the head.
Yeah.
But next season, who knows? Man, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Chelsea in a really good form. I think if it's games since this turn of the year,
they're not too bad.
4th in the table.
Yeah.
Which is still very far away from Arsenal and Man City, and only just shy of Villa.
It's better than I expected, to be totally honest. Since the new year, we haven't conceded as many goals as I thought either. It's not been horrific. Not been great. How many positions? Sorry, I should have asked this before we started recording. But how many positions did you actually get bang on?
So obviously, the season not quite over.
Well, to this point,
I don't think that many. So I had Brighton 10th. No, Chelsea 6th. Palace 16th. No, they're 12th now.
Yeah, I only got 3.
I had Liverpool 2nd, didn't quite work out. I had Luton 20th, not Sheffield United. I had Man City champions. That's probably going to happen.
Yeah.
Actually, this is actually a really bad shout. I had Tottenham 9th.
Yeah. To be fair, I was thinking Tottenham would have done better this year as well with Ange, but I've got him at 8th anyway, so I didn't think they were going to do that well, to be totally honest.
I mean, they started amazingly and then it kind of fell away.
Yeah, but that club is poison, man. I've said so many times in this podcast, I've said to you so many times, you're from London, so you have this rivalry, this local thing about Tottenham. You don't like Tottenham. I don't mind them because I'm not local to it.
I mean, I don't like Arsenal more, but that's because of most of the people around me.
So you grew up with Arsenal fans. See, I don't have all that, so I didn't hate Tottenham.
What's your thoughts on Tottenham fans wanting to lose?
Exactly what I was about to say.
City.
Small club mentality. That's a fucking disgrace.
I think no matter what, you want your team to win. Like it's like
have a bit of pride in your team,
because that's putting hate for another club before your love for your club.
Which is my biggest hate.
And that's not what supporting a team's about.
Arsenal are living rent free in Spurs fans' heads.
Yeah,
and you saw Andy's his press conference talking about it as well. You could see he just wanted to turn around and go, you know what, mate, our fans are shite. He couldn't say it, obviously.
Yeah, he described it as like fragile, the foundations are fragile.
The last 48 hours have been, man, it was so cryptic, but he wanted to go, they're shite. and I want out of here. Like Jose Mourinho said they were shite, Conte said they were shite, now I just said it. There's a common denominator.
It's a problem. They're a very.
I'm done with Spurs. Club. I'm absolutely done with them. But no, and I didn't have much respect for Spurs as I went, but they're a disgrace for a football club. I even saw when City scored the other night, a couple of the Spurs fans started doing the Poznan.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Mate, grow
it doesn't make sense.
That is small club mentality at its worst.
Supporting clubs about.
No, it's a disgrace.
But let's not give Tottenham fans too much time here.
No, that's another thing about Tottenham.
I want to talk about one more team before we move on to the predictions we have for the awards.
Yeah.
And I got the prediction wrong, but I did say Bournemouth would have a good season, and they started very badly because they had the manager from Rayo Vallecano, the team in Spain, Areola. He's played for Athletic Club and very highly rated in Spain. He came over in the end, did a very good job, and I think I mentioned as well on the podcast previously he's part of that group of Basque managers. We have like Arteta, Lopetegui, Xabi Alonso, of course. Yeah. I think we're going to touch on.
We'll have to go on holiday.
Xabi Alonso's season soon.
We're going to have more than episodes on it.
Yeah, but we want to wait until everything's. There's a lot of things to happen still.
And I will say, just on that note, just follow the social media instead because we're going to be busy over the next little while with everything. We are. But yeah, you did make the call on Bournemouth. I didn't. I said they were going to get relegated. So
did Gary Neville. He said that as well.
Yeah, I didn't have any hope for them.
I think a lot of people did because they're a very small club, no disrespect, and they sacked Gary O'Neill, who did a good job last season. Who also did a good job at Wolves in this season. Yeah, see, and they brought in he was a well-known manager in Spain. But yeah, he did a great job. Really good job. Yeah,
so you got a couple for your predictions. I think, to be honest, both of our predictions were all right.
We had a few ones that may be a bit wild.
If I didn't put Chelsea first and everyone moved up, because Chelsea are top of mind just purely because of my heart. If they all moved up one, I would have been a lot closer to being bang on. But everything moved down a spot because I was thinking with my heart.
But we love to think about
and that's what it all is about here, isn't it? Maybe the league winners are the journey along the way. Maybe the league winners are the friends we make along the way.
That's what we want to hear. That's why you listen to this for cutting edge analysis.
Man. The only ones I got bang on were Forest 17th and Brentford at 16th. And to be honest, there were two ones I probably just used to fill in.
That's still very.
You knew they were going to finish somewhere around there. I had the confidence that Forest wouldn't get relegated.
You're very like Brighton were one out. Wolves were one out. Like Luton, Sheffield United.
Yeah, all those teams that no one really gives a shit about. I got them kind of close.
The top 6, maybe not, but
and the relegation.
But one thing we did both get right, I think everyone probably got this, was Haaland top scorer.
Yeah.
Cole Palmer being second, I don't think anyone predicted that.
Not a chance. What I predicted.
He's 5 goals away, so it's 99.9% sure that Haaland is going to be top scorer again, and he probably will be for as long as he's in the Premier League.
Yeah. That's a safe bet. But there was a couple of other predictions we had individual players.
Yeah, so for player of the season, I had De Bruyne. I don't know if he was nominated. He's only played 18 games, and he's been incredible in those games, but it's not enough games to be player of the season. Who did you have for player of the season?
I didn't agree on that one. I had Jack Grealish.
You got the team right. Like it's probably going to be Foden.
He didn't play. No,
it's probably going to be Foden.
Yeah, well, it was the other English guy that plays for City.
Just a wrong foot and
same kind of person.
Bit shorter hair.
Yeah, I know Jack Grealish did so well at the end of last season. It's so funny to look back at this and where my mental space was in August, because I was in a very different place, man. I don't know why I thought I think it was the whole England Euro thing coming up. I was like, Jack Grealish is going to be the best player in Europe, and he's going to win the Ballon d'Or. Then I'm going to go and win the Euros. But no, sure. Thinking about my heart again.
You almost. And for young player, who did you put? Am I digging you out again?
Either. I said Mikhailo Mudryk, who I'm just going to say again the right team. Cole Palmer's going to win it. I hope.
True. Yeah, I had Saka, and he's probably more for. No, he's not been player of the season. Actually, he's been good, but he's not been exceptional.
Yeah, you had a good nomination for that one as well.
Yeah, and then surprise player. Who did you have?
I think I put Moussa Diaby for that one, didn't I? Musa. I had him down.
And he has been...
I know he's been a surprise. He's been a solid addition to a surprise team.
Yeah, and what was his stats? It was like...
6 goals and 8 assists.
That's very decent.
For a first year in the Premier League.
Started 24 games.
Yeah.
So 8-6, that's 14. So he's got 14 goal contributions in 24 starts. That's a very decent record.
That's
and he's
good
helped
shooting.
them get to fourth.
Yeah, exactly. So I wouldn't say the surprise player. I don't know who I would give. I know I would do. The surprise player would be Cole Palmer as well. I think. To be honest.
I think so.
Because he really has shocked me with how good he is.
Expected that.
So yeah, I don't know who I would give Player of the Year to this year either. I'm not entirely sure. I give it to. It does kind of depend who wins the league.
I think I'd give it to Foden or Odegaard or Rice if they win the league.
Yeah, if they win the league, I'd probably give it to Declan Rice.
I think I'll go for Odegaard. But lastly, before we go on to our team of the season, my surprise player was Nicholas Jackson, which I think is quite a good prediction.
Yeah, you were really on the Nicholas Jackson hype train
because I watched him a lot at the end of last season. How many Premier League goals?
To be fair, I think he finished up with 15 goals.
All competition. He's got 14 Premier League goals, 5 assists. I think he's got 17 goals in all competitions.
That's good return.
Like,
I expected.
He's 22.
I didn't expect him to do that well. He was only like 32 million, wasn't he? He only had one full season under his belt.
He's got more Premier League goals than Drogba in his first season.
There you are.
Also, we're not comparing.
Okay.
But
I still don't think he's that great, but
I really.
I know you do.
And also, no one expected him to be the starting striker.
You did. You did.
But everyone else, he still gets a lot of hate.
I don't even think Nicholas Jackson believed in himself as much as you did.
No, but I backed Jackson, and I think it reasonably paid off.
It did. You're right. You're bang on.
But yeah, before we close off this, like obviously we still have the last game of the season. I think by the time this episode's out, the season will be concluded, so you can perfectly check how inaccurate or accurate we were.
Bollocks we made of this.
But I think with one game to go, it's very safe to give our team of the season.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're not going to change your mind on that.
So shall I run through it quickly?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, we agreed on this beforehand. So
we went for a 4-3-3, pretty standard formation. Emi Martinez in goal.
Yes, my
I
boy.
think you probably could have gone for Raya as well.
Raya would be my other one, but Emi Martinez just purely
because Raya was more having incredible defence in front of him.
Yeah, exactly. And Emi Martinez because he's just a bit of a shithouse.
And naturally, talking about that incredible defence, in our back four we had 3 Arsenal players. For Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, and then left back went for Gvardiol.
Yeah, like I don't think there's much argument to be had on that.
Doggy at Tottenham, but I don't think he's decent.
I
think Gvardiol, especially in the last 10 games, has been really good. He's scoring goals as well.
It does what that City team does. Yeah, they just have a really solid run into the end of the season, and he's been a part of that. So
for sure. Yeah. Then our midfield 3 was Declan Rice, Odegaard, and we put Foden in midfield.
Yep.
I feel very bad leaving out Rodri.
If it's between Rodri and Rice, which I think it is, I would just edge Declan Rice. Because again, I feel like Rodri's in such an exceptional team. I mean, it's hard to choose between them. I think, my own personal taste, I'd lean towards Rice.
I think Rodri's a much better player than Rice, but maybe just Rice coming into his new team, he has helped transform the team. You kind of give him a nod. But I think Rodri's the better player for sure. But maybe in team of the season,
do you know what? I would change it. That would be the only position where I'd be willing to change. If Arsenal win the league, I keep Rice. If City won, I could maybe switch to Rodri.
Yeah,
that's the only player where I would go right down to the last day just to see if they win the league.
And you also mentioned Mainu as well. Obviously, like
honourable mention. Yeah, I don't think he's going to make team of the year,
but he's been
in a genuinely abysmal United
breath
team.
Of fresh air over that.
United have been horrific, and I have a soft spot for United. Weirdly, United have been horrific. Yeah, and Kobe Mainoo's been one of the few things in that team that actually looks like a half decent footballer.
Yeah,
and I say half decent. No,
18 as well. It's crazy.
Yeah, fair play to him.
And then finally our front 3, we didn't put Haaland. Like it's just a bit too obvious.
And he hasn't played as much, to be honest. I don't think
he's still got 27 goals.
He's still Erling Haaland.
Yeah. But average for him, we want at least 40.
No, it is, but it is average for him.
He's still being incredible, but I think also when you look at the other players there, you kind of have to give them a nod because they've played out of their skin.
Exactly.
So on the left, a bit cheekily, we put Isak from Newcastle. Like he has played more as a striker this season, but he has played on the left wing in the past.
We can squeeze it around a wee bit.
Yeah,
flexible
20 Premier League goals. That's really,
we'll let
really
the lads
good.
Express themselves. Yeah, 20 goals is obscene.
In the middle, Ollie Watkins. 19 Premier League goals,
great.
No one would have thought that. Like
Huge
everyone knew he was a good player and probably had a good chance of playing for England, but no one thought he'd get that.
To be honest, as well, I wouldn't be surprised if you see a move to a big club for him.
Yeah, well, we've got Champions League football, so you never know.
Yeah.
But and then rounding off our team, we have Cole Palmer. Yeah. Easy. No questions.
As two Chelsea fans, it's the only thing we've had to celebrate this year is Cole Palmer. So
apart from the last few games have been a lot better. But yeah, I'll run through the team very quickly in case you got a bit lost. We have Emi Martinez in goal. Then a back 4, Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel and Gvardiol. Then the midfield 3 of Declan Rice, Odegaard and Foden. And then the front 3 of Isak, Watkins and of course Cole Palmer.
Yeah, not bad.
What a team.
Yeah, but that one we got right, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a formal apology for my predictions of last season, and I promise to do better
next
in the coming
season
year.
will be better. And like I said, I think we're going to touch on Leverkusen eventually.
Yeah.
And I don't think either of us, I don't think you actually gave any predictions. You didn't want to jinx it.
Yeah, I was
which
too nervous.
Definitely worked.
Yeah.
I think I was maybe...
Damn right it did, yeah.
He did. I think I did.
You're welcome, Chabby.
But I don't think anyone in the world expected
nada.
what happened this season. But we'll go into that in more detail.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx it either by talking about it, because as the date of recording this, we are 2 days before the biggest week in the club's history. So
yeah,
there's like an unbeaten treble on the line here.
Yeah.
And we've definitely at least won one, so we'll get to that after, because it could be...
Of course, we have that coming soon, and of course, we have Euros content as well.
All coming.
Not sure what planned, but we'll probably do some predictions for the Euros. And then,
I've got some ideas for the Euros as well.
We'll figure some stuff
Got
out.
a few ideas for like fan things as well, and giving people a bit of a guide. There's local boys here. So I've got a few ideas for all
we're
that
the
stuff,
locals. There's a few games in Cologne, so...
And if you're coming over to the Euro games as well, if anyone's listening that's coming over, hit us up. We're going to be here.
Yep, we'll be...
If you're nice, you can stay in my apartment. If you're not, you can't.
We'll be around...
I offered to the internet. If anyone wants to come stay here.
This is the hospitality of the England B Team podcast.
Exactly.
You don't get that you don't get it on the Overlap podcast with Gary and everyone Carragher.
I wouldn't stay at Carragher's place anyway. God knows what you'd catch in there. Right. Should we wrap this up then?
I think we should. So
right. Usual stuff, go check us out. And go check out the social media. Probably by the time this comes out, there's going to be a lot of stuff happening on our social media.
And we're viral now on social media. We've got one video, nearly 600k views.
Yeah.
So, that's not bad at all.
We do. Right, guys.
Yeah.
Shall we?
Ciao.
Cheerio.
Adios.